Step 1. Getting to know the keyboard. First of all, make sure you've got where middle C is. So on this piano I've marked it with a red arrow, but actually the middle of the keyboard is here. So middle C is to the left, so it should be somewhere around the middle of your keyboard, maybe slightly to the left. Now notice how the pattern of the keys repeats itself. So you've got 2 and 3, 2 and 3, 2 and 3. So actually these notes from here to here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, they're repeated at various pitches. So those notes are exactly the same as these notes, exactly the same as those, exactly the same as those, but at different pitches. So I'll show you what that means. So let's find a C note. That's the note before the two black keys. So before the two black keys, that's another C note. And again, another C note, and another C note, and another C note. So they're all exactly the same note, C, 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 but at different pitches. What that means is you're singing the same note, but imagine Mickey Mouse singing this note, and imagine Pavarotti, some tenor opera singer, singing that note, and then somebody else singing that one, and that one. So it's the same note, but it's just at different pitches. So all these notes, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, are exactly the same as these, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, but just at a different pitch. The white keys. These notes are represented by the first 7 letters of the alphabet. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, and so on. Don't worry about why it's only from A to G. Just remember there's no H, there's no I, there's no J, so it's A to G, then it starts again. And don't worry about why it starts there and ends there. Play first, ask questions later. It's very important that you're able to name all the white notes. So as you progress through the books, you'll see various chords, notes, rhythms, patterns, and you'll have to go to a certain key on the piano to be able to play them. So you might have to play an E, or an A, or a G, or a B, so you'll need to know where they are. Okay, it's not enough to just follow the keyboard diagram on the page, because that'll take too much time. You need to go, when you're playing C, you need to go to C instantly. So it's important that you take time to learn where all the white notes are. You can use the black keys to help you. So for instance, we've already played C, the white key before the two black keys, C, C, C. Similarly, you can use 3 black keys to find F, because C, D, E, F. F is before the 3 black keys. Then you can use those 2 notes even to find other notes. So in the alphabet, G is after F, so you know that that's F, so that must be G. F, G, F, G, F, G. B is before C in the alphabet, so you know where C is now, so that must be B. C, B, C, B, C, B. You know that D comes after C, so you know where C is, that must be D. After a while, you'll also memorize the spaces between the notes, so you'll memorize that D is in the middle of the 2 black keys. So that helps you see it very quickly. So rather than think A, B, C, D, you just think it's the key between the 2 black keys. G is the first gap of the 3 black keys. Okay, and so on. Using the black keys to guide you, see if you can find the notes at the bottom of the page. The G, B, A, D, C, and E. Just keep playing that until you know where all those keys are. The black keys. Black keys are known as either sharps or flats. Don't worry about why, just memorize it all for now. They're named using the white key nearest to them on their left or right. So let's look at this note. On the left is C, so that's C sharp. On the right is D, so it can be called D flat. Sharp is up, flat is down. So think of sharp, it's up, it's a point, sharp, flat, down. Down the piano, up the piano. So if you find it, if you're on a white key, that's C, that must be C sharp. If you're on D, that must be D flat. If you're on D, that must be D sharp. And C, D, E. So that's E flat or D sharp. That's C sharp or D flat. Looks complicated, but don't worry. For now, just know where all the white keys are, and then you'll be able to know how to make the black key, what to name it. The key to playing piano instantly, chords. A chord is simply 3 or more particular notes. So a note is just, a melody line might be. A chord is 3 notes played together. Make a full sound, an overall sound. 3 or more. Not single. And if this full sound is played rhythmically and various chords are used in a sequence, a nice background sound can be created for melodies or lyrics. So let's play a very basic chord, the chord of C. So you know where C is now, middle C, before the 2 black keys. So that's your C. We're going to add on 2 more notes. We're going to skip one and then skip another one. We're going to play them all together at the same time. So you've kind of got to make a claw with your hand. It's not easy to begin with. So if you're struggling with this right now, don't worry. Everyone does to begin with. It gets easier. Just keep playing that. So now we're going to play a very familiar chord sequence using 4 simple chords. Again, don't worry about why a chord is the shape it is, why it's a major, why it's a minor. Just play. Play first, ask questions later. Think about how people learn guitar. They learn chords, they learn rhythms, learn how to strum, they learn shapes. They don't worry about why it's a shape on the piano, why it's a certain string or whatever. They just learn the shape and then they strum, and that's it. They're playing guitar. Treat the piano the same to begin with. So the 4 chords are C, A minor, F and G. Remember, play the 3 notes of each chord together at the same time. So find C, then add those, jump over that one, jump over that one. 1, 3, 5. Put your hand like a claw. Then lock your fingers so you can almost lift them up and put them back down again, and move everything 2 notes left. That's down to A minor. Alright, alphabet C, B, A. Right, 2 left again. That's on to F. Alright, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, remember? And then 1 up to G. So it starts at C, 2 left, A minor, 2 left, F, 1 up to G. Just keep repeating that until you get used to it. So then next we're going to add the left hand rhythm in, and you'll recognize, you'll have heard kids playing. Rhythm 1, left note, right chord. It plays exactly as it sounds, left note, right chord. You're going to use 4 chords, C, 2 left, A minor, 2 left to F, 1 up to G. The left hand is going to play the root of the chord 1 octave to the left. C, A minor, F, G. An easier way to write it all down. Now you can see from the previous pages that if I had to describe everything using keyboard diagrams, this book would end up very long indeed. Let's see if we can find an easier way, a more concise way to describe musical ideas. So what you were playing was C note followed by C chord, A followed by A minor, F followed by F, G followed by a G chord. So imagine if the 3 left-hand single notes were represented by single dots. So the C was just a single dot on the page, and the 3 right-hand chords were represented by 3 vertical dots. So you can imagine if that was played vertically. So the pattern you just played could be written in the following way. C note, single dot, followed by C chord, 3 vertical dots. Then the A note, dot, followed by 3 vertical notes again for A minor, then F, followed by F chord, G, followed by G chord. So that would work much better than using keyboard diagrams. But can you see that this is very similar to how proper music notation works? So have a look at the similarities. So there's your right hand lines, your left hand lines. You've got the chords in the right hand. So you've got the C, the A minor, the F, and the G, and the left hand single notes. C, A, F, G. And if you follow it in sequence, so first of all it's the C note in the left hand, followed by the C chord, then the A note in the left hand, followed by the A minor chord, then the F note, followed by the F chord, then the G note, followed by the G chord. So proper music notation is actually the easiest and most concise way to describe musical ideas. So I'm going to teach you some very basic music notation so that you can follow many more ideas in the books. But don't panic. At this stage, all you're going to need to do is see the music notation in terms of shapes and patterns. I'm going to name the left hand notes and the right hand chords for you, and the videos will describe where they are on the piano. So have another look at what you've just played in music notation. Got your right hand and your left hand, C note followed by C chord, A note followed by A minor chord, F note followed by F chord, G note followed by G chord. In the next video we'll show you the basic music notation. Basic musical notation. So what do all the lines and symbols mean? So let's look at it. This is what we're playing. So these top set of lines, called staves, and the spaces between them represent keys to the right of middle C on your piano. And they're often played with your right hand. And the symbol on these lines is called the treble clef. The bottom set of lines and the spaces between them represent keys to the left of middle C that are often played with your left hand, and that symbol is called the bass clef. The two sets of lines are split at middle C, which is indicated by a separate small line either below the right hand lines or above the left hand lines. So there's two ways you can look at it. Now we read music in the same way that we read the sentences of a novel, from the left of the page to the right. So getting back to our dots on the lines and spaces, as we scan from left to right, we play those keys or notes that the dots on the lines and spaces represent. And if there are several dots, notes in the same vertical plane, we must play those keys simultaneously. So this is what we're playing here. So the left hand is playing an E note, the right hand is playing an E, G and a B note together. So that all has to be played at the one time. Then you read from left to right, so you go to the next one. So in the right hand that's that note, and then that note, and then the right hand's going to play that note, and the left hand's going to play that note. So you have to play those together. Let's look at it again. Bars and beats. To make music easier to follow, it's divided into segments called bars. Bars are divided into beats. The most commonly used rhythm is 4 beats in each bar. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. So this is the symbol for one beat. It's a dot with a line coming up from it. It's called a crotchet. So don't worry about that, just remember the shape. So let's have a look. It's playing a G note and 4 beats per bar. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now a beat with a hook on it is called a half beat. The technical term is a quaver. Don't worry about that again, just it's a half beat. Just remember that little hook. Now you can play up to 8 half beats in each bar. And to make them easier to write out, if there are 2, 3 or 4 in a row, they're grouped together by joining the hooks of their tails. So 8 half beats are written. So notice that half beats are counted with the use of the word and or the symbol, the plus symbol. This means we don't have to start counting out too many numbers. So let's count it. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So the previous two bars, 4 beats in each bar, would be 1, 2, 3, 4. So these are half beats, so they're 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Notes can also be held for 2 beats. So let's look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there's the symbol for 2 beats. So it's like the letter O with a line coming up from it. It's called a minim or half note. Notes can be held for 4 beats. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the symbol for that is just like a 0. Okay, it's called a semibreve or whole note. Again, don't worry about these technical terms, just memorize the symbol. Periods of silence. So you're not always going to be playing something in every single bar. There's going to be some pauses, some silence. And they're shown by symbols called rests. And they'll each have a different duration. So let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's on that 4th beat, there was nothing played. That's a 1 beat rest. Next bar, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that little line above the middle line is a 2 beat rest. Let's have a look at the next one. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So that period of rest there was a half beat rest. That's that little squiggle. And a 4 beat rest is the little line underneath the 4th line up. Okay, that's just, nothing's played in that bar, so it's just 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's it. So really this is all the musical notation you're going to need for books 1 to 7. You will learn some more in book 8. But books 1 to 7, I'm going to write in each note and chord for you. So you're really just using the notation as if it was keyboard diagrams. It can be also useful to memorize the position of the C notes so that you know where on the piano a particular note is to be played. So even if I do write in it's an A note or a G note or a B note, you may not know where exactly on the piano that particular note is to be played. So if you remember the position of these C notes, you'll know where you are on the keyboard. And if you need to, you can refer to the note finder on the next page. The easy all white keys C family chords. Earlier on you learnt 4 chords: C, A minor, F and G. Now those chords come from a family of chords based on the scale of C major. And we're going to learn all the C family chords. So if you play the white notes from one C note to another, left to right, you'll have played the scale of C major. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Now you can build a chord on each of these notes, giving you 7 chords. 3 are called major chords, 3 are minor chords, and 1 is called a diminished chords. Now don't worry about why they have these names, just memorize everything for now, and I'm going to show you a very easy trick for you to memorize all the chords. So let's go through the chords. So play it and say it. C, D minor, E minor, F, G, A minor, B diminished. And you could end on another C. So how to memorize the C family chords. So remember there was 3 majors, 3 minors and 1 diminished. So how are you going to remember that? So if you look at the cartoons and just remember 3 majors, so C, F and G. Okay, 3 minors, D minor, E minor and A minor, and 1 diminished is the B diminished. So how to memorize that? Use the word dead, D-E-A, to help you remember the three minor chords. So D, E, A. Alright, that's 3 letters out of the word dead. So D, E, A. D minor, E minor, A minor. And then remember that the diminished chord is the last one in the scale. So let's say we could call it the last born, the baby of the family. It's diminished, it's small, okay? The baby of the family. So last born, just before you get back to C, is the B, diminished. So remember the word dead, D minor, E minor, A minor, D, E, A. And then the diminished chord, the last born of the scale, B diminished. And then the 3 are left are the majors. And the first chord, the head of the family, is of course a major, C. And the 2 remaining are F and G. So 3 majors, C major, F major, G major. 3 minors out of the word dead, D, E, A. D minor, E minor, A minor. And the diminished chord, the baby of the family, last born. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's B diminished. So go through them all. C, that's a major chord. D minor, E minor, F, another major, G, another major, A minor, and B diminished. You don't have to add major on after the C, F, or G. You just write it C, F, and G. So C, D minor, E minor, F, G, A minor, B diminished, back to C. Rhythm number 2, straight beat gospel style. So remember the first chord sequence you played, C, A minor, F, G, and then you played the left note right chord rhythm, C, A minor, F, G. This time you're going to play each chord in the right hand twice slowly. C, A minor, F, G. The left hand's going to play the root note of the chord 1 octave to the left with the first beat of each chord. C, A minor, F, G. Rhythm 2, straight beat gospel style, a practice chord progression. Okay, you can see that it's 4 beats in a bar, but most of the chords are 2 beats per bar. So C, G, A minor, F, C, G, F, E minor, D minor, C. Now you can see that in the left hand I was just using 1 finger, just so that you could clearly see where to put the finger. But you could also use your full hand. So C, G, A, F, C, G, F, C. Now the pedal as well, so your right hand pedal, the sustain pedal, if you hold the pedal for each chord, so hold it for the 2 beats. So instead of getting a, if you hold it for those 2 beats, you can hear that it rings out, and then you lift and put on for the next chord, and lift and put on for the next chord, and so on. So rhythm number 3, oompa. It's called oompa because that's how it sounds. Oompa, oompa. Practice playing a right hand C chord at a steady 4 beats per bar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you're going to add a 2-note pattern in the left hand. The left hand pattern uses 2 of the notes that are in the right hand chord. So the right hand chord plays C, E, and G. The left hand's going to use C and G, but in reverse, C down to G. Be careful not to play too many beats in the left hand. Each left hand note is held for 2 right hand beats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now try the practice progression on the next page. You're going to transpose this rhythm to the 4 chords that you learned for the progression for Blue Moon: C, A minor, F and G. Each pattern will feel exactly the same. So C, and you're going to move everything down 2 notes to A minor. And then you're going to move everything down 2 notes again to F. And you're going to move everything up 1 note to G. Okay, let's try it. Now, when you're playing this particular rhythm, you can try to add your own touch to it, because sometimes when you're playing it just very, very straight, it can be slightly boring. So try to change the rhythm slightly, just add a little touch in, so maybe snap the left hand. Maybe you could come in a bit early on the left hand note. Learn these little extra touches later on. Pa rhythm practice progressions. Before I take you through the progressions, I'll explain how they work. The first page is written the way some songbooks have it, so there's just a melody line with chord symbols above the words. Now in this instance you're playing pa, so it'll be 4 beats per bar. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now each C symbol that you see denotes 4 beats. So when the C, 2, 3, 4, the next C indicates another 4 beats. Go marching, the next C indicates another 4 beats. In, next C indicates another 4 beats. When, and again C, 3, 4, march, 3, 4. And G, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So it's very repetitive, but at this stage, because you're just beginning with the chords, it's a good song to just get used to doing the pa and changing some chords. So when you add in the left hand, so actually the song, you kind of start singing before the beat comes in. Oh, when the saints go marching in. Oh, when the saints go marching in. I want to be in that number. Oh, when the saints go marching in. In the next couple of books you'll learn about inversions, which actually makes it easier to play because the chords won't be jumping so much about, but that's for the next book. So the next 3 songs are pretty much the same if you know the song. And so on. Froggy went a-courting. Remember, every C denotes 4 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Da 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 da. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, Jingle bells are again, very repetitive chords, but at this stage, that's a good thing. So jingle bells. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Da, 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 So the next part, where it's a progression in the style of Song Song Blue by Neil Diamond. These boxes, are the way they're written out, it's to denote 1 bar per box. So that's 4 beats per box, unless otherwise stated. So in this instance, you're going to play umpa again. So it's 2 bars of C, 4 bars of G, and 2 bars of C. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and again 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So same again in the style of King of the Road. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And the last one there in the style of In the Summertime. You can see you can move up and down. You don't have to, I played the F up there the first time, second time down below middle C. Just depends on what you feel will sound good at that point. The amazing broken chord ballad. First of all, what is a broken chord? Think about the chord of C that you already know in your right hand. Now, instead of playing the 3 notes at the same time, play them one at a time, starting with the C. So you've broken the chord up into 3 notes. Try it with your left hand. C. You're going to make a sweeping melody line using broken chords. So first of all, play a single C note 2 octaves to the left of middle C in your left hand. So that's 1 octave, 2 octaves. So you're going to play that C note. Then you're going to play a broken C chord 1 octave up from that note. That's 1 octave up in your right hand. Then you're going to lift your left hand over your right hand and play the next broken C chord another octave up in your left hand, and you're going to bring this hand underneath and finally play a last broken chord 1 octave up again in your right hand. And you're going to keep the sustain pedal down throughout the whole sequence. So right hand sustain pedal on, lower C note, and again, and you get a nice ringing tone. Now let's see if you can play the same pattern, but this time use the chord of F. So you start with the F note, 1 octave up, you play a broken F chord. The next broken F chord, lift your hand over to your left hand and under to the next F. So F, okay, get the idea? Now to play the entire tune, use the pattern on the page with the following chord sequence. So you start with C, F, B diminished, E minor, A minor, D minor, G, C, and end on another C. So let's play it all the way through. Progressions that use D, E, A and B flat in the style of Hit the Road Jack. In the style of Bye Bye Love. So on, in the style of Show Me the Way to Go Home. In the style of Your Mother Should Know. In the style of Do a Deer. In the style of In the Summertime. In the style of Yellow Submarine. In the style of Blue Ridge Mountains of Virginia. In the style of Feelin' Groovy. Seventh Heaven. Now we're going to learn about the seventh chords. If you look at most songbooks, you'll see many chords with the number 7. C major 7, C7, G7, D minor 7, and so on. The reason to learn seventh chords is that it's a very easy way to add interest and colour to basic chord progressions. So far you've been playing basic 3-note chords, triads. And when you add a seventh, it gives a much more interesting sound. There are two types of seventh: major 7 chord, that's C major 7, and a 7 chord, that's C7. I'm going to teach you a very easy formula which will help you add a seventh to any chord instantly. So you won't really need to know the theory behind seventh chords, but it will be useful to look briefly at where the 7 comes from in the first place. Chords are built on scales. chord note numbers come from these scales. So look at the scale of C major and count the notes. So there's C major. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, back to 1. Chord of C uses 1, 3, 5. Chord of C major 7 uses 1, 3, 5. And yep, you guessed it, number 7. Now let's look at the scale of C7. Now this is slightly different from the scale of C major 7 because C7 has a B flat. Okay. C major 7 is C7 is. So the chord of C uses 1, 3, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the 1, 3, 5, and 7. That's C7 from the C7 scale. So that's it. That's the basic principle behind sevenths. But remember, you really don't need to think about sevenths in these terms in order to be able to easily add them to your chords, because I have a great memory trick you can use instead. Instead of adding the seventh on top of your chord, it's much easier to add it below the chord. I'll show you why. A major seventh note is the very next key to the left of the root note of the chord. So there's C major 7. Now there's the root note of the chord. And if I played it up there, so that's the same note, C, you'll notice that the 7 is just exactly to the left of the root note. So that's the root note. That's anywhere, it's the same C note. So that's the root note, the 7th is just to the left. So that's going to be a 7th as well, to the left of that C. So you can play that note down there instead. So you've got your C, you want to add the 7th, but you add it below instead. So that's C major 7. A 7 note, so you also play the C7 chord. You'll notice from the root note, the 7th note is 2 keys to the left. So instead of playing it up there, you can play it down here, 2 keys to the left. Okay, play it down there, so you're moving that from there to there. So now you know that C major 7, you play the C chord, and that major 7 is 1 key to the left of the root of the chord. So that's C major 7. The C7 is the C chord, and 2 notes left of the root, add that note. That's C7. So let's look at C major 7 again. Playing this down here instead. Now if you play this note, the root, in your left hand, you don't really need it in the right hand. So that's still C major 7. And all you've had to do was move your thumb from the root note down 1 key. So let's say you were just playing C in your root in the left hand and you wanted to play C major 7. All you do is move your thumb 1 left from the root. That's it, C major 7. Or if you wanted to play C7, you could play the C, you're playing the root in both hands, you don't need it in the right hand, you can move the thumb onto the 7th. Remember? So that's C7. So on the page you'll see the 2 easy formulas. To make a major 7th chord, play a root position chord, then move your thumb 1 key to the left off the root. And remember to play the root in your left hand. To make a 7 chord, play a root position chord, then move your thumb 2 keys to the left. Remember to play the root in your left hand. And that's it. Now you can easily form any major 7 chord or any 7 chord. Let's try it with the chord of G. So let's make G major 7. So you play G, play the G root note in the left hand as well, and then move your thumb off the root 1 key to the left. Always count the black keys as well. So that's G major 7. Simple. You played G, just move your thumb 1 key left. That's G major 7. To play G7, remember when you move a 7, you move 2 keys left. Major 7's 1 key left, 7 is 2 keys left. So you're playing G with the G in the root in the left hand, and you move 2 keys left, 1, 2. So that's G7. Now let's try it with F. So play F in the right hand, F root in the bass. To make a major 7, F major 7, thumb 1 key left in the right hand. That's F major 7. To make F7, play F, both hands, move your thumb 2 keys left. That's F7. So let's form the chord of D minor 7. So you've got D minor, both hands, root in the left, in the bass. So D minor 7, remember 7 is 2 left, major 7 is 1 left, 7 is 2 left. You already got D minor, so you're just adding the number 7, which is 2 left. So that's D minor 7. Let's try A minor 7. So play A minor in the right hand, A root in the left hand. Remember, you're just adding 7, which is 2 left. So that's A minor 7. So hopefully you can see how it all works. Try all the rest of the chords for yourself. Split chord rhythm. This rhythm is created by splitting the right hand chord up between your thumb and 3rd and 5th fingers together. You're going to play the whole chord first, then the thumb only, then the 3rd and 5th together, then the thumb again, and so on. Your left hand's going to play the single chord note 1 octave left, the root note, and it's going to be held over the right hand pattern. So if you look at the next page, you'll see that the 4 beats of the bar are divided into 8 half beats. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and keep the sustain pedal down throughout the pattern. At the bottom of that page you can try the 2 bar changes that has been used at the start of countless songs like Imagine by John Lennon. And 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Split chord and 7ths practice. Amazing Grace. We wish you a Merry Christmas. In the style of Something. In the style of Streets of London. style of Imagine. In the style of All I Have to Do Is Dream. Half-beat bounce rhythm. This rhythm is mostly used for slow songs, but it covers so many songs it's a very useful rhythm. The right hand plays a steady 4 beats per bar. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. The left hand is going to play the root note of the chord 1 octave left on the first beat of each bar, or chord change, as you'll see later, and on a half beat which is played after every second and fourth beats. This drives the music forward. Try it first with just a C chord and keep repeating it until you get the rhythm. 1, 2 and 3, 4, and 1, 2 and 3, 4, and 1, 2 and 3, 4, and 1, 2 and 3, 4, and. It can help if you emphasize the 1 and the middle and the last and. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, because that's where the left hand notes come in. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. As you can see that drives the music forward. If you were just playing straight 4 beats, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, it's very different when you add in this half beat. And especially when you get faster. Okay, now let's try it with the chord changes for Blue Moon. The chord changes are C, A minor, F, G. And you're playing 2 chords per bar, so you're playing 2 beats for each chord. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And remember what I said before was the left hand plays the first beat of each chord change and then a half beat after the second beat. So watch it very carefully. The first beat goes with the first chord, C, and then comes in the half beat, and then you're playing it both together because the chord has changed, A minor, and a half beat afterwards, then together again, then a half beat, together again. 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4 and. Half beat bounce practice progressions. Old Lang Syne. Swing Low, Sweet Chariot. the style of Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head. In the style of Don't It Make My Brown Eyes Blue. In the style of Tupelo Honey. Amazing Grace. In the style of Knocking on Heaven's Door. In the style of Try a Little Tenderness. In the style of Sweet Home Alabama. In the style of Heart of Gold. In the style of Like a Rolling Stone. Twist Rhythm. The name of this song comes from the song Let's Twist Again, and this was a rhythm used in a lot of songs from that era. I'll play it first and then we'll describe it. Okay, now it looks difficult for a beginner because you're now got a 3-note pattern in your left hand. But don't panic, the 3 left hand notes always match the 3 notes of the chord you're using in the right hand. So locate the 2 C chords, so C at middle C, 1 octave left, get the left hand chord of C, and that's the notes you're going to use for the rhythm in the key of C. So first of all, beat out a fast 8 half beats per bar with the right hand. So it's not 1, 2, 3, 4. You're doubling up on that. So it's half beats and there's 8 of them per bar. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now you're going to add in the left hand notes on these beats. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. You can either go by the sheet music and just observe the shapes and the patterns and where they come in on the page, so you can do it slowly. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and it can also help if you say the beats out loud where the left hand notes come in. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. It can also help if you play the right hand beats and sing the left hand in your head. So dum, 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 dum. And then it's just a matter of getting what you're singing into your fingers. Dum, 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 dum. So in that way it's instinctive rather than actually having to read the music. Okay, let's use this rhythm in a typical progression. You're going to transpose the rhythm you just learned using C to the chords of A minor, F and G, and then we'll play the progression in the style of Let's Twist Again. So find the 4 chords you're going to use. 4 chords you know already. C, find them in both hands so that you're ready with the notes. C, 2 left, both hands to A minor, 2 left, both hands to F, 1 up, both hands to G. So now you've got the 4 chords and all the notes, and just apply the rhythm to the 4 chords. You're going to play the rhythm twice with each chord. 2 left down to A minor, 2 left to F, 1 up to G.